.58 caliber muzzle loading rifle. It is percussion ignition, which means you have to have a percussion cap, put it on the cone there, set it off to full cock, pull the trigger, and then she'll fire. So anyway, as I was saying, with the big bore, she's a big 58, and today we are going to be using two different types of ammunition. I'm going to be using a 58 caliber, which is actually a 570 round ball, and a 58 caliber mini ball, which is actually a 575 elite cast 500 grain mini ball, which is going to be cone shaped, and you can see it right there. And here's a comparison between the two of them. Now, the round ball is swaged by Hornady. I do like buying the round balls from Hornady because they are more precisely swaged, obviously, as opposed to casting them. Then you got to deal with the sprue and all that stuff. I just like having a perfect round ball, so I got no problem spending the extra 15 bucks to get a box of swaged round balls from Hornady. Now, for the mini balls, I cast those myself. You'll be shocked how many you can produce in such a little amount of time. It's ridiculous. Anyway, today we're going to be using GoX FF black powder as the charge, and we're going to be using CCI number 11 percussion caps. Now, I've never shot this rifle before, so this is going to be a first for all of us, and we're going to be doing it 25, 50, and 100 yards with both the round ball and the mini ball, and see how they both do. Now, for folks who are not very familiar with muzzle loaders, there's a whole process that goes with getting this thing ready to fire, and it takes a variety of tools to get this thing going as well. It's not just put the cartridge in and you're ready to rock and roll. No, it's not that easy. We're talking primitives here. This is long before the self-contained cartridge. Now, this particular rifle is a reproduction from Pieta, and I've always had good luck with Pieta products, so I think it's going to shoot just fine. Now, what I've read on it, it's got a 1/48 twist, so I'm thinking both the round ball and the mini ball are going to perform very well, so I don't think we're going to have any issues there. I'm just wondering about grouping, how it's going to do. Anyway, so talking about the tools and stuff, we're going to go over that when we're actually out on the firing line, and you're going to see how I actually get this thing loaded up. Hopefully the wind's not causing too much interference. We're going to find out. So let's head on out to the 25. So the gun is clear, everything's ready to go. Let's get her loaded up. Have your measure ready to go, and I'm going to have it set for 70 grains. That's a good hunting load, and that's what I intend to use this season. So you take your topper off, measure it off, make sure you cap that bottle. I can't even count how many times I've watched videos about guys who didn't cap their bottles, and then they go and shoot around it, spark goes in there, boom. But we have our powder measure ready. Guess what you're going to do now? Yeah, you're going to set your muzzle loader down with the barrel angled away from you. Take your measure with your powder, pour it down in there, make sure it's all in there. Now get ready for your projectile. So you have your powder poured, and now you have to get your projectile. So you're going to take your patch, set it over the bore. Remember, you're keeping this away from your face just in case. Never leave anything to chance, especially when it comes to exposed powder like this, because they'll just torpedo right back up in your face. So always keep it facing away. But anyway, see how my thumb is like, you might be able to see it, my thumb is kind of off to the side and away from the bore. When I'm holding that patch on there, you take your round ball, center it on the patch and on the bore. And then you're going to take your ball starter, using the short start. There you go. And then you drive it down. Now it's ready to be driven all the way down the barrel. Yet another critically important part. You can be distracted talking to your buddies or God only knows what else, and you can leave that ball short started. Well, if you ignite that powder with that ball short started, you're going to turn your gun into a pipe bomb. It's going to blow up right in your face. So you have to do this step by step and make sure everything is done correctly. It's very important. So now we have the ball short started. Take your range rod, send it down there, make sure it is seated against the powder. All right, now we're ready to cap it. Keeping that rifle down range, put her on the half cock, place your cap on the cone, and when you're ready to fire, pull it back on full cock and you're ready to rock and roll. Now we're ready at the 25. Always remember, eyes and ears. Very important, especially when it comes down to muzzle loaders. Let's give it a rip. A little bit low. Let's load it back up. She's had a pretty significant cap jam. Cap got stuck on the nipple. That's why I prefer musket caps. Let's see where that one went. All right, that's 3 shots. Let's see how we did. So there's 3 shots with the patch round ball. Aim point was here, and they all consistently went low. These two were right on top of each other. So I'm gonna raise up the elevation, see if I can get that thing where it needs to be. Yeah, I'd say it's on target now. And with a minor adjustment, yeah, right at point of aim. So I'll just touch it just a little bit over here to the right. Otherwise it's good. But you could see how consistent it was. These two were right on top of each other. That was right there. And then obviously this was right here, pretty much where I was aiming at. You know, that's just a little bit of a sighting issue, not a big deal. But at 25 yards with the patch round ball, yeah, it's accurate. Now, as we just saw with the patched round ball, accuracy is definitely there. The myth about these black powder rifles not being accurate, yeah, okay. All right, guys, the wind is being a little bit problematic, so if it's having audio issues, that's what's going on. We're gonna take the hollow base mini ball, and we don't have to use the patch step. All you gotta do is put it in there, excuse me for using my thumb, and just drive it home. And she's ready. Ooh, that'll bite you. And there it is, 1 and 2. I don't think I need to fire 3 shots to figure this one out. The mini balls are nice and accurate here at 25, just a hair low. I'll tell you what, guys, there is nothing worse for a filming day than this rotten wind. I'll take snow and rain over this. The wind is just so problematic, knocking things over, destroying audio. It's just super frustrating. But anyway, we're here at the 50, so we're gonna get after it with the patched round ball and the mini ball. And depending on circumstances, if my equipment doesn't get destroyed by the wind, we're gonna go for the 100. All right, here at the 50, so I got the patch round ball in there, and based on what we've seen so far, I'm gonna aim a little bit higher to see if I can keep it on bullseye. The groups are great. It's just getting this thing point of aim.